Hi, I'm Jomar Flares. I'm the Executive Director of Rise Against Hunger Philippines. We're currently on lockdown here in Metro Manila. It's been a month and a half already of lockdown. And I have to tell you, it's been very difficult, especially for those people that are already nutritionally at risk. These are people who survive on a no work, no pay basis. These are senior citizens that have no access to food. The the situation in the supply chain has made it very difficult for people to access food. Markets have been monitored. I mean, you can't just go out and buy anything right now. It's totally a mess here. But I'm glad to say that we here at Rise Against Hunger Philippines, we were able to respond, I think, quite adequately to the problem here of hunger. We operate the only national food banking system in the country. And for during our first month of our response to COVID, we were able to raise about 240,000 US dollars worth of donations in cash and but mostly in kind. And we were able to reach over 20,000 families with relief goods plus healthcare workers in 30 hospitals all over Metro Manila. I think that's not even enough because the population is about 110 million. We don't know the extent of the problem yet. We don't know how many are infected. The level of testing has been very low and slow. And yet we are number one in South Asia in terms of the number of infected people. I think the main challenge will come much later on when the dust has settled. Then we would have to do workout recovery schemes. There will be a new normal. I think what is good is that we have what you call in the Philippines spirit of camaraderie, a spirit of cooperation, and that we can tap on. We have people here helping us out, both corporate people as well as individuals are helping us. We don't have a very large fleet of vans to rescue food, but then we see a lot of people helping us with the in the rescue and distribution of food. So what I want to see is that this pandemic will bring us the best of us. We have faith in God, we have faith in our countrymen, and we believe that somehow we should be able to recover. Thank you.
My name is Brian from Rise Against Hunger here in South Africa. We're currently on day 28 of our national lockdown. Whilst the lockdown has certainly helped the spread of COVID 19, it has unfortunately impacted millions of people's lives. Unfortunately, so many people have lost their jobs, especially in the informal sector where people aren't able to get any work and therefore not be able to support themselves and their families. Whilst our government is doing whatever they can and implemented certain plans, there's still thousands and thousands of people falling through the gap. Rise Against Hunger has been listed as an essential service provider, so fortunately we're still able to continue moving around and distribute our meals. To date, we have distributed close to 1.5 million meals around the country. We have also been able to start production lines in Johannesburg and Cape Town, and we are now packing close to 25,000 meals a day. This certainly helps us keep our stock levels up to support the people in need. We also were working very closely with many NGOs. It's just so great to see how all the NGOs in South Africa are coming together, working together, and trying to meet the needs of those most vulnerable. It has also been very encouraging to see the support that we've been getting from not only our regular donors, but also from the average man in the street. Every day we're inundated with calls and emails of people just wanting to volunteer, wanting to donate, wanting to make a difference. And it's just great to see the country come together and help those in need. I'd just also like to say a big thank you to all those around the world for what you guys are doing. And good luck. I know we're going to get through this together. We surely will make it through to the other end. Keep safe, be well, take care, and thanks again.
Hello everybody, my name is Dola. I am from Rise Against Hunger India, and as we all know, the entire world, including India, we are going through some unprecedented crises. India actually went through lockdown since 22nd of March, and while general population was affected, one of the groups, which is migrant laborers, construction workers, contract workers, they were severely impacted economically because they live on daily wage. And these workers expressed they were more worried about hunger and food insecurity than the virus. So we received SOS calls from many of our partners who were working on the field, and they said, we need to immediately respond to this emergency. So within 24 hours of the lockdown, we reached out to communities and we started mounting an operation. What we thought was a small operation has become a huge one, and now my colleagues will brief you about how much we have done so far. So over to Naomi.
Hello everyone, my name is Naomi and I'm in charge of operations. Now 4 weeks since we started our response, we have distributed meals in Bangalore, Delhi and Mumbai through our NGO partners, 28 of them actually, who are doing the distribution in the communities. Procurement has been done through our regular vendors, because of which we've been able to procure all the ingredients required. Packaging, however, is being done by our own staff in the respective offices. Bangalore, being the headquarters, we have a big warehouse where most people have been able to sit and package by themselves, maintaining social distancing and all other norms that are required of the lockdown. Mumbai and Delhi, there are very few people, and the packaging has been slow and not like it happens at events. But still, we've managed to pack a lot of meals, and now my colleagues from the 3 offices will talk about how many meals have been packaged so far.
Hello, I'm Shaiju from Mumbai, coordinating all the meal packing from here. So far, we have packed and distributed 250,000 meals.
Hi, I'm Sudhir from Bangalore. We have packaged more than 106,000 meals at Bangalore and distributed across.
Hi, I'm Sumit from Delhi office. We have packed 105,000 meals packets till now.
Hi, my name is Mohar. I'm looking after the coordination and distribution pan India. We have distributed 515,000 meals to 121,000 people. The demand is huge and we are not able to cater to everyone. That is why we are assessing the situation daily so that we can identify areas in dire need and we plan the distribution accordingly. The distribution data we are taking every day from our partners so that we are on track on the distribution numbers. Looking at the current scenario, we are shifting from Rahi fortified meals to dry rations.
Very good. It has not been an easy task, but this is the team. With 6 people, we are mounting 500,000 meals we have already given. And we have already been receiving requests from many partners from many areas. And India being an informal economy, that means 90% of the workforce is informal. And many of these workforce, which are now rendered jobless, almost 300 million people will be, out of job for the immediate future, which means the mission of Rise Against Hunger is much more important now than ever before. Thank you so much for hearing this video, and thank you for your solidarity.
With 1.3 billion people under lockdown, millions of migrant workers who survive on a daily wage are stranded in Indian cities. Last week, hundreds and thousands of them began walking towards their villages. Some are calling it one of the largest migrations in modern Indian history. Samir still has over 250 kilometers to get home. Others even longer. While some managed to board buses, others were forced to turn back or taken to one of several makeshift shelters set up by the government in the city's schools.
तो वो ये कह रहे हैं यहाँ से बात नहीं चले जाओ, जहाँ से उधर ही चले जाओ, अपने घर जाओ। पुलिस छोड़ के गई थी, रोड पे पड़े थे हम लोग सारे। चलते चलते परेशान हो गए, कोई साधन नहीं मिला, एम्बुलेंस यहाँ छोड़ के गई।
Anil is a construction worker who earned about £7 a day before the lockdown to feed his family of 4. He has no savings. But at least here he has shelter, and the authorities are trying their best to ensure social distancing.
तो ये दूर दूर के लिए एक दूसरे छुआना मुंह ढकना पड़ता है, इसमें बीमारियां एक दूसरे से नहीं फैलें.
These measures could protect Anil's family in the weeks to come. But just like thousands of others in such shelters, he feels trapped.
तो जाना चाहता हूँ यहाँ, फैमिली हमारी सारी फैमिली के साथ में रहना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ नहीं रहना चाहता बिल्कुल, यहाँ जेल जैसा बंद हूँ. खाने पीने को मिलता ही नहीं कुछ, वो चावल ला के रख देंगे, रोटी पूड़ी रख देंगे.
Millions of other daily wage laborers are stuck in slum clusters across Indian cities. They depend almost entirely on small private NGOs like Rise Against Hunger, who have been supplying food to thousands of people.
इस वजह से है कि जो डेली वेजेस वाले जो है पर्सन्स है वो बाहर नहीं निकल पा रहे, अपने घरों में ही हैं. वहाँ पे हम अब विजिट करेंगे, वहाँ पे हम मील्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे विद द हेल्प ऑफ आवर NGOs partners.
The lockdown has thrown up unique challenges for these NGO workers who struggle to explain social distancing to people who live cheek by jowl even under normal circumstances.
एक एक करके आइए प्लीज और दूरी बना के रहिए, थोड़ा सा दूर, एक एक दो हाथों की दूर से.
As the crowd swells, so does the tension. A municipal officer is upset with the NGO team.
थोड़ा सा लंबी लाइन.
आप बता नहीं सकते कि पब्लिक को लाइन में करिए, यहाँ पे वैसे भगा रहे हैं.
ऑलरेडी हमने इनको बोला हुआ है,
आप समझाइए इनको, कौन समझाएगा?
In the queue, we hear the same heartbreaking story over and over again.
बहुत मजबूरी हालत हो गया खराब, अभी तो बहुत दिन बाकी पड़ा है, क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा.
The NGO is running out of food and the queue is still long.
हमें यहाँ से निकलना पड़ेगा मैम प्लीज, क्योंकि यहाँ पे रश हो रहा है और यहाँ पे डिस्टेंस मेंटेन नहीं कर पा रहे हम.
There are still 2 weeks to go before this lockdown officially ends. Until then, and perhaps longer, millions of migrant workers across the country will continue to struggle.
Hi, my name is Roberta Baldazzi, and I'm the country manager of Rise Against Hunger, Italy. Well, our region has been one of the first in Europe to experience the COVID-19 impact. The contagion had a significant acceleration by the end of February, and the lockdown here started on March the 9th. Luckily, we have not experienced in our cities difficulties related to food access. Institutions, charity, food stores, and common people from different backgrounds, everyone have been ready to lend a hand to the one who were suffering the most. Main risks were related to the functioning of our health system, specifically to the availability of intensive care structure compared to what seemed to be an unstoppable emergency progression. Lockdown was actually the only viable solution, and it is still very strict. Of course, for us, it became impossible to run events, but I'm glad to say that thanks to the huge work we have done between the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, we have been able to secure all our beneficiaries. We have recently delivered 6 containers. 2 of them are still on their way, meaning we can assure foods to almost 10,000 families in the 6 countries we are serving for a significant period of time. Well, I'm talking about family because the lockdown has deeply changed the situation also in overseas countries. The citizens are obliged to stay at home. Schools are closed, so our partner decided to redirect distribution to the family that in this dreadful condition don't have enough supply to survive. With this said, it's time for a brand new start. In these days, it has become clear that the COVID-19 curve has started its decline. Death tolls are the lowest since weeks, and our government is loosening the restriction imposed to all Italian citizens. We will rise again, even if for a certain period of time, what is expecting us will be different from what we have experienced till now. It's time to be creative, it's time to be effective in finding a new role for Rise Against Hunger, and we are all focused on this. I'm pretty sure that the mood of our events will not change, as well as the passion of our volunteers. This experience has brought us closer than ever to the one in need, and this will for sure help us in building a bright new future. Thank you very much indeed.